Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. General Hospital Recap, Monday, March 18. Jocelyn dumps Dex. Ava comforts Sunny. Tracy S. Luke reminder. General Hospital GH spoilers recap for Monday, March 18, reveals that Dex Heller Evan Hofer came clean to Jocelyn Jax Eden McCoy following Nina Corinthos Cynthia Watro's visit, so Joss heard how he almost took Cyrus Renault's Jeff Kober life. If Sunny Corinthos Maurice Bernard hadn't called the hit off, Jocelyn realized Dex would have gone through with it. It left Joss reeling since Dex wasn't the man she thought he was, so she said this changed everything. After Jocelyn declared that she couldn't do this anymore, she stomped out of Dex's apartment. Dex unpacked some booze before getting on the phone and asking for the non-emergency police number. At the gallery, Nina interrupted Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ali and Ava Jerome's Mora West conversation before privately asking Ava to advocate for her since she wanted to support Sunny. Once Trina was alone, she was taken aback when a very distraught Jocelyn showed up. Jocelyn acknowledged that she was wrong about Dex and that she couldn't live with the same things he could, so Trina hugged her. In Alexis Davis Nancy Lee Gran office, Diane Miller Carolyn Hennessy shared some ideas on how to get the disbarment decision overturned and planned to get started soon. Diane advised Alexis to resist the urge to play rescuer for other people and focus on herself. As Diane headed out the door, she also told Alexis to get rid of the new gossip columnist. At the hospital, Kevin Collins John Lindstrom talked to Marshall Ashford Robert Gossett, Stella Henry Verney Watson and Curtis Ashford Donald Turner about the mistakes made in psychiatry, especially when the control group used to be predominantly white, educated churchgoers. It created a skewed definition of what was normal, but Marshall was from a different group and had a right to feel the way he felt. It wasn't an illness, but Dr. Paul Braddock had misdiagnosed Marshall with one anyway. After Stella ranted about social injustice, Kevin praised her for being a warrior and apologized to Marshall on behalf of his profession, though he knew it was meaningless now. Marshall was thankful for Kevin's help and eventually opened up to Curtis about the struggle of forgiveness. That said, Marshall knew he couldn't carry around so much hate. In Dante Falconeri's Dominic Zamprogna room at GH, Tracy Quartermaine Jane Elliott supported Sunny and suggested the sight of a hospital bed made her think of Luke Spencer Anthony Geary in one. Afterward, Tracy bickered with Stella, who was upset over Tracy putting off her complimentary annual exam as a board member. Although the women snapped at each other, they both apologized and smiled as they made up. Back with Sunny, he was surprised when Ava entered and put a hand on his shoulder. Ava explained that they had given her updates on Dante being stable at the desk and guessed maybe they thought she was Nina. Sunny didn't want to hear that name, so Ava assured him that they didn't have to talk and suggested she should just stay with him for a while. General Hospital spoilers say Ava and Sunny could have a romance brewing, so stick with us for more predictions on their next chapter and all the shocking news ahead. General Hospital Recap, Monday, March 18. The sun rose over Port Charles, casting its golden rays upon the drama that unfolded within the hallowed halls of General Hospital. Hearts raced, secrets simmered, and relationships teetered on the edge of revelation. Monday, March 18, proved to be a day of shifting alliances, shattered illusions, and unexpected solace. As the day began, Jocelyn Jax found herself at a crossroads. Her heart weighed heavy with the burden of truth, and she knew she couldn't keep up the facade any longer. With a determined step, she made her way to Dex's room, where the man she once thought she loved lay recovering from his injuries. Dex, his face still marred by bruises from the accident that had rocked Port Charles, looked up as Jocelyn entered. His eyes lit up with anticipation, but they quickly dimmed as he sensed the gravity of her expression. "Jocelyn," he murmured, his voice tinged with concern. What's wrong? Taking a deep breath, Jocelyn squared her shoulders and met his gaze head-on. Dex, we need to talk, she said, her voice trembling slightly despite her resolve. With gentle insistence, Jocelyn explained the truth about her feelings. She recounted the moments of doubt, the whispers of uncertainty that had plagued her since the accident. She spoke of the guilt that had gnawed at her conscience, knowing that she couldn't keep Dex in the dark any longer. Dex listened in silence, his expression a mask of stoicism. But behind his calm facade, a storm raged. His heart twisted with pain, but he knew he had no right to hold Jocelyn back. With a heavy heart, he nodded, accepting her decision with a grace that belied his inner turmoil. Meanwhile, across town, Ava Jerome found herself in an unexpected role, the comforter. As Sonny Corinthos grappled with the revelation of his true identity, Ava stepped in to offer him solace in his hour of need. Their history was fraught with betrayal and animosity, but in that moment, all grievances were set aside. Ava saw the pain etched into Sonny's features, the weight of his newfound knowledge threatening to crush him beneath its weight. With a tenderness that surprised even herself, Ava reached out to Sonny, offering him a sympathetic ear and a shoulder to lean on. She spoke of redemption, of the possibility of forging a new path despite the mistakes of the past. Sonny, his defenses crumbling in the face of Ava's unexpected kindness, allowed himself to be vulnerable. He shared his fears, his doubts, his hopes for the future. And in that shared moment of vulnerability, a tentative bond began to form between them, one born out of mutual understanding and acceptance. Elsewhere in Port Charles, Tracy Quartermain found herself confronted with a reminder of her past, Luke Spencer. The mention of his name sent a ripple of nostalgia through her, stirring up memories long buried beneath the facade of indifference she had carefully constructed. Luke had been a force of nature, a whirlwind of chaos and charm that had swept into her life and turned her world upside down. Theirs had been a tumultuous relationship, fraught with passion and heartache in equal measure. But as Tracy sat alone in her dimly lit living room, surrounded by relics of a bygone era, she couldn't help but feel a twinge of longing for the man who had once captured her heart. Despite their tumultuous history, Luke had been her soulmate in every sense of the word, a fact she could never quite bring herself to deny. As memories of their shared adventures flooded her mind, Tracy couldn't help but wonder what might have been. Had she made the right choice in letting him go, or had she condemned herself to a lifetime of regret lost in her thoughts? Tracy was startled by the sound of her phone ringing. With a sigh, she reached out to answer it, pushing aside her musings for another day. But as she listened to the voice on the other end of the line, a spark of hope ignited within her heart. Could it be that Luke was reaching out to her after all these years? Only time would tell. And so, the day drew to a close in Port Charles, leaving behind a trail of broken hearts, tentative alliances, and unanswered questions. But amidst the chaos and uncertainty, there lingered a glimmer of hope, a belief that no matter how dark the night may seem, the dawn would always bring with it the promise of a new beginning.